Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still with you and our continued coverage here on LTV International. And we are delighted to be joined over the telephone by our guest, Dr. Yousef Mazhar, the political analyst. It's a very good afternoon to you, Dr. Yousef.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. Now, the last 7 years, Egypt has really witnessed a great development in several sectors under the leadership of President Abdel Fattah Sisi. Let's start by some of the mega infrastructural projects that have been implemented and are still being implemented, Doctor. Dr. Yousef, are you with us on the line?
Yes, of course. Yes, I just listening to your comment.
Yes, I was asking you about some of the mega projects that Egypt has started implementing and continues to do so, and how they've really influenced the development of the Egyptian economy, sir.
Yes, well, let me say the following.
Yes.
First of all, you know, the amount of projects that have been implemented during this very, let's say, limited time. 7 years is not a very long time. But let me start by saying something. It's the way that these projects have been chosen, it's the way they have been earmarked, and it's the way they have been implemented. So if you may allow me, I want to say that let us talk about the way of doing projects, the way of getting things done. Now, Egypt usually was used to giving promises, talking about things that will be done, and the follow-up was not very, very strong. The era that we have seen for the last 7 years is that areas have been singled out which have got a basic principle.
Yes.
Things that affect a large number of people, projects that affect the lives and welfare of the Egyptians in general, and also the way of doing it.
Yes.
First of all, identifying the projects. To pick what are Egypt needs a lot of work.
Yes.
But what to identify, what priorities to start with. And you started with a very nice introduction of a number of projects which you went through now. I was listening to your comments.
Yes.
So number one is picking the right thing at the right time. Secondly, what we're not used to is that giving promises which were not kept. Now, we know that when something is, let's say, starting let's say, an area of building of ships, like let me take ships, is some of the things that you did not touch upon in your presentation. Number one, the two seas, the Mediterranean and the Red Sea. You need a flotilla of ships. You need, first of all, ships that can keep these areas of the sea safe, because in the Mediterranean, we have to keep our oil fields very safe. So, number one was one of the ideas of getting a very strong flotilla of armed ships, or navy ships, to take care of the Mediterranean. And what was chosen, number one was a very large unit, the first of its kind, whose technology was from France. And another one was in the Mediterranean, another warship was in the Red Sea, and they are fitted up with a very modern way of looking at things, which is they were armed, they could defend themselves, and they were also attack ships. That means that you could land a large number of soldiers or equipment anytime. So choosing this area of, let's say, security, naval security, was something that really we had not seen for a very long time. And the way of doing it is, number one, identifying where are our soft points, where are our, let's say, parts that may be dangerous for us, and choosing the right kind of equipment. So in the sea, for example, you need helicopter carriers, you need landing craft, you need torpedo boats, you need all that. In the area, you need also another series of airborne attack and defense, let's say, equipment. And let us say, the choice of who to do it with, or the choice of where to get your equipment, has been very, very successful, because, you know, if you're trying to get your arms, trying to get your aeroplanes or your ships, many of the major, let's say, countries of the world have got monopolies on them.
Yes.
So if you want aircraft and you need 10, they might give you 3. But to choose your right partner, to give you the right kind of equipment, which is at the top of this area, and to give it to you when you want it,
Yes.
and at the conditions you want. For example, I moved from the naval area to the airborne area.
Yes.
Getting 10 fighter bombers or getting 10 airborne, let's say, fighting equipment is not easy.
Yes.
We used to be going out looking for 1 or 2 and saying somebody would tell us it's next year, no, it's the year after. So the way of handling, the way of choosing, and also the way of that the countries have respected us,
Yes.
in order that when we require something, they know that we are serious about it, and that we can also, which is another area in the way I'm trying to present it, they know we can take care of it. We can operate them successfully
And
we
maintain
can
it.
maintain them successfully.
Yes.
So this is the way of the whole. This is just. I don't want to go through all the projects one by one because
No, but,
these have been
yes,
said
indeed.
before.
Indeed. But I'd like to thank you very, very much, Dr. Yousef Mazhar, our political analyst, especially on shedding light on different areas as well in our follow-up. Thank you so much, Dr. Yousef. And that wraps up this hour's special coverage. Do stay tuned for the hour's top stories coming to you at 2 p.m. Stay tuned.